Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Maggie T. Maker, aka Claudia, CLAUDIA. Okay, so let's get right to it. Let's not waste any time because I'm excited to talk about this. Because mainly, it's about me, and there's other people that might be going through the same thing too. I'm a type of person. I live in reality. Okay, I don't lie to myself. If I know that there's a certain guy that's trying to talk to me, and there's a certain guy that I don't usually pull, and he's like way out of my league, to me, right there, boom, it's a trick. Is a guy trying to get at me because you can't listen. You can't possibly think that you're online and some guy hits you up and say, "Oh, you're this and you're this and you're that and you're hot and everything." I'm like, and it's the type of guy that you don't pull. You know the difference. Come on, you know when it's a joke. I'm like, wait a minute, what does this guy really want from me? It's the same thing with a girl. If you know that, and I'm not saying that you calling yourself ugly, but there's a certain type of men or type of women that usually go for you. And when you go for those ones that don't usually even look at you, and then they contact you on Facebook or something like, you're like, something ain't right with this. This might be a fish account. But anyway, going back to saying, what I'm saying to you is this. What I'm saying is that, being in the situation where you could be confident about other things. You can say, like me, for instance, I can easily name what I'm confident in: my brain. I'm smart. I'm very perceptive. I'm a great detective. I do my job very well. I know how to run a business. I know how to make money, and I'm very good with money. That's just me, right? And I know how to cook. I'm very creative. I'm funny, and I know how to hold a conversation, and I'm not boring at all. Boom. That's it. That's me, and that's it. And I know this for a fact. But then, in a certain situation, if I were to be in a situation where I would have to take off a piece of clothing, that's when things go downhill, and that's when I freeze up, and that's when I put my roller skates on and run. Okay? Why? See, the thing is that society controls what we see. Instagram, Facebook, and all these other sites control what we see. So what I do is that I see men's reaction, and I look at their profile to see what type of women they look at. Most of them Instagram hoes with their surgery, blown up tits and blown up ass and all type of stuff. And then I look at myself and I'm like, no, I'm not going to take off my clothes. And then knowing what you look at every day and come and look at this, no way. I'm not doing it. See, there's the same thing with the men. They turn around, the men look at the profiles that we look at and they say, wow, that's what she likes. Well, my chest is not that big, or my ass don't look that good, and I don't have strong legs, and I don't have a big dick, so I'm not even going to talk to her. And that's how things are, Life was easier before we had Instagram and things like that. We would see each other on the street and just say, hey, how are you? And talk to each other on the street. Now it's like this big expectations. Everybody wants you to go to the get surgery. Get plastic surgery and get big tits and big ass, just like those Instagram women, the ones that look like Jennifer Lopez, Kim Kardashian, Nicki Minaj, all that stuff like that. And then there was a girl named K. Michelle. She's a singer, and she had a huge behind. And she surgically got hers done, and she had to take the silicone out of her ass because it was making her sick. Now that the stuff that they putting in the girls that's stuffing up in their ass has to be changed and they have to go under the knife at least once a year to replace it because it's killing them. Sometimes, and they always say beauty kills. But anyway, going back to the subject at hand is being in a sexual situation with a man or a woman. Like for the men, for instance, you're like, oh well, wow, she's hot, she's banging, and maybe she's been with guys that are larger than me, that have more money than me, have a better body than me. What the hell she sees in me? Oh God, I don't know. Maybe my dick is too small. They won't reach that far, or whatever case may be, or whatever. She may be disappointed and tell her friends about me and things like that. And I'm going to be humiliated and have to leave town. It's the same thing with a woman. Same thing with me. Same thing with a woman. You see the guy, what the type of guy the guy looks at, And so when you look at yourself, you're like, I'm not even going to talk to him. I'm not even going to entertain this dude. You know why? Because I have a lot, you have this thing where in your mind you have a lot to live up to. Like you have a shoe to fill. And it's a lot of pressure, It's very rare that you meet someone that doesn't care about that stuff. They're only looking for quality, not quantity. But eventually, the way things are in this world today, 98% of men and women are looking for the types that they see on Instagram or on magazines and stuff. Ordinary people don't fly. So ordinary people turn around and take their money, waste their money before they save for their old age and stuff. They take the money and have surgery and to look like the people that people are looking at the magazines on Instagram and all that stuff like that. And then after that, your life changes, and it's like, you probably might be happy for a moment, but then now they're looking at you like just to fuck you and leave and go about their business. That's all you are, So it's kind of hard to do that because, you if you change yourself, it's like how can I put this? It's like shit. It's like you're just gonna be a cushion for a man to bang. And for a woman, if a guy turns around and changes himself and gets surgery and all that stuff like that, you're just a guy that a girl want to bang, and that's it. And she goes and tells her friends, And so it's just, but it's like, but another thing that crossed my mind is this, like wearing those dresses with the waist trainer and the Spanx that tucks you in. So when you wear those dresses and your boobs are sticking out, your curves are on point and everything, and men are going crazy, then you go home with a man, and then he was like, "Oh, I can't wait when I walk to the front door, I can't wait to take your dress off." What do you do then? Like you know what it takes to put on a Spanx. It takes like 3 fucking hours to put that shit on. Then it takes about 2 hours to put on a waist trainer, and then you probably need a friend to clip the clips in the front. Because when you put on a waist trainer, sometimes the shit doesn't meet, and you need more than 2 hands to pull them together. So, and then when you take off your clothes, you see nothing but tight marks and tattoos of the waist trainer and the Spanx on your body, like as if you got whipped. Like, what do you do with that? How do you do that? I would rather a man see me as I'm shaped, and then there'll be no mystery. So when I take off my clothes, it's gonna drop to the floor, with no clip-ons and tape and Spanx and all that stuff. That shit takes 4 hours to put on. What makes you think it's gonna take 15 minutes? And it shouldn't take 15 minutes to take off your clothes. You see what I mean? So that's just my thing. I'm very fearful of that because there's a lot of people that have opinions. So sometimes you could look at a man and say, "Oh my God, his ass is flat. He has no ass. I can't grab that," And it's a turn, and then that guy might be insecure about his ass. Same thing with a woman. The guy's like, "Oh my God, she don't look like her," or she don't look like her. She don't have her ass is not that big. She has no hips. Her breasts are droopy. And things like that, or her vagina doesn't look right. It doesn't look young. It looks old. It looks like a hot dog, or whatever. It looks shrivelly. It looks nasty. It looks gray. Whatever. Women is insecure about that too. Because like I said, social media put it out there that everything has to be perfect. So in my case, like for me, I'm very insecure about the way I look. I'm very smart in my brain. I'm very smart about business. I'm very smart about money. And I know how to make it, and I know how to run a business. The problem is that after 9 o'clock, I just turn into a big bowl of jelly. And I'm like, I'm not leaving this house because I don't want nobody to talk to me. And then I'm going to have to meet someone, and then we get close. And then next thing you know, I have to take off my clothes. Why? You know why? Because I'm so afraid of being talked about. I'm not lying to you. I'm a tough bitch. I will fuck you up if I, don't care. I'll forget who I am, and I'll just be like one species and just go after your ass, whether it's a man or a woman, right? But that's what my job requires me to protect myself and to protect others. But what I'm saying to you is like, but when you could talk about me being a tough bitch and a motherfucker and all that stuff, I don't take offense to it because it's a compliment to me because that means I'm doing my job if you have things to say about me like that. But then, what's insecure? But one of the things that would really crush me is that if I am in a sexual situation and the guy talks about me, like, oh, she's fat, she has a gut, her butt doesn't look right, she got cellulite creases on her legs, her breasts are droopy, her legs are like, yuck, all that, like things that people would say, or she's too dark, she's too brown, she's too light, she's too pale, her body's all pale, her body's all dark, it's just not right, she's dark here and she's light there, and all that stuff, all that stuff really, really scares me. That's why I don't put myself in that situation. I feel like I'd rather keep my emotions safe, than to actually just say, hey, fuck it, I don't care what they say about me. I'm gonna get mine. If I was a dick person, like I have to get dick morning, noon, and night, and things like that, I wouldn't give a fuck what my body look like. Maybe it's nice, maybe it is, but for me, I don't like it, But but I'm not. I'm more of a one man woman, and and it's scary to be in a relationship where somebody might like you now and then after a while they get bored, and I don't mean my personality always on point, but it's like as far as bored in the bedroom, you don't know, you're not hot anymore. Some other girl comes in and she takes over and he runs off with her. That's why I decided that to stay to myself. I don't want to take that chance and get hurt, and stuff like that. So that's just what it is, because growing up I had other girls went after people I was interested in, and that wasn't fun. And I know I'm not the only one it happens to, but when it keeps happening constantly, and then I found out later on that it was me because of the choices I made, because I keep going after narcissists, disgusting people. So that was the whole thing, and it's scary. It's very scary because, only thing I have to offer is stability and care. I don't know what I'm like. I don't know if I'm able to give a man what he wants outside of cooking his dinner, making sure the bills are paid, or making sure that I have his back and taking good care of him, listening to him, being with him only, which I think a man should only appreciate that when a woman stays with you no matter what comes in front of her, whether it's a good looking guy or a younger guy or something like that. If a woman thinks about you 24/7, and no matter what guy comes in front of her, it wouldn't matter. I think that a man should appreciate that, but in most cases they don't. All the stuff of just being, and also a best friend too. See, like Gabriella Union and Dwayne Wade, that's a perfect relationship. That's black love. They're each other's best friends. She got his back, he got her back, and things like that. But it's just a very scary thing, where you are afraid to just, even for a man too, I know it is, but you're afraid to take off your clothes, you're afraid to show your dick. You might say, oh my God, my dick is small. This guy that she was with that I know, he was like 10 inches. I'm only 6, I'm only 5, so I don't know what I could do for her. And things like that. Everybody has their own little insecurities. But the thing that kills me is that people who know they look good and they have to say some dumb bullshit. You ever see that? You ever walk up to the guy and say, oh my God, you're so handsome. Oh no, my nose is crooked. I'm not big enough. I'm going to the gym. I'm trying to blow up, but I can't. I'm still small. I'm so fat. My stomach, and these guys have a 6-pack. Oh, my stomach is big. And stuff like that. I got a big belly. I'm like, bitch, if your belly is bigger than mine, then I'll say it's a big belly. You have a 6-pack. I can see all 6 of it. What is? Then they start pulling their stomach and pull the skin off. I'm like, I just walk away from it. They just turn me. I mean, all of a sudden they just get ugly on me. But anyway, I just want to talk about the fear of taking off your clothes in front of your significant. Not another person, and see what happens. So contact me on the sites that I mentioned and let me know how you feel and stuff. And then you have a good day. And thank you. Bye bye.